Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Welcome back to another episode of Monday Night Magic. This is episode number 5, and for the next few weeks we're going to be doing some Shadows over Innistrad product openings. So as you can see here, I've got a couple of the Deck Builders toolkits. So I actually have 2 of them here, as well as a copy of the gift box. So it's not a fat pack, it's just a gift box. And I also picked up a couple of these here. Now this is something that I never actually knew about. I just saw it the other day and I decided to pick a couple up. This is a booster battle pack, so it's a 2-player game. Now I have 2 of them here. One of them I'm going to open on video, so you have an idea of what it is. The other one I'm actually going to keep and open off screen with my brother-in-law next time he comes down. He and I have had a few games. He found some of his old cards that he wants to start building decks for, but I think something like this would be a lot of fun, and he can keep the deck that he pulls out of it. So I think I'm going to open the one on the left, where I'm a lefty. But let's just have a look at this. So I was in Walmart the other day because, again, the town that I live in doesn't have a local game shop. And I saw this hanging on one of the hooks there. And it's a product that I hadn't really seen before. So I thought I would have a look. Now, I know that there used to be intro decks. I'm not sure if that was the term for them. But back in the day, you know, your local game store would have 30-card decks that would sell for either a really cheap price or would be something free that they could give away to people who might be interested in getting into Magic the Gathering. So I think this is sort of an idea along those lines. So we'll just have a look at the back here. Like the bottom just has legal information, side just has the artwork, nothing on the top there. It does come with 2 boosters, and also it comes with 2 single 30-card Magic decks, 2 Shadows over Innistrad 15-card booster packs, and a Magic quick reference guide. And then on the back here it says, battle a friend, team up with a friend to explore the dark plane of Innistrad, where madness has twisted and transformed the terrified populace. Choose one of the included decks, customize it with additional cards from a booster pack, and battle your friend all within minutes of opening the box. So again, this one here, I'm going to open up on video. The other one will be off camera, but I might do an update and just tell what kind of decks were in there. I'm not sure if they're all the same or if they have maybe different random decks. So it'll be interesting to find that out once I open up the second one. Now this retailed where I live for about $15, so that may sound like a lot for what's in here. The thing to keep in mind is that I do live in Canada, and the Canadian prices on things are a little bit higher than the typical American price. So where I live, to buy a booster pack, for example, is like $5.50 plus tax. So it ends up coming out close to $12 just for 2 booster packs, which isn't particularly great. So something like this, just for about $3 more, the fact that it comes with 2 30-card decks, you know, to me, I don't mind paying that kind of price for this. And I think it's great I think it's obviously geared towards new players, so people who aren't, like, you know, experts at Magic, which I'm definitely not. So this is something that I think would be kind of perfect for myself, and again, hopefully, you know, I'll have a good game with my brother-in-law. I'm going to keep these 2 decks here as well, and maybe use them to build for something in the future. You know, we'll see, but I'll open it up here, and we'll have a look and see what's inside. Alright, so let's crack this bad boy open and see what we have inside here. So let's just... Alright, so nothing else inside the box. The front here, excuse me, I kind of like the packaging, actually. It's kind of a neat design. So let's just have a look here. How to play. Step 1, unwrap the decks and decide which player gets which deck. Each player opens a booster for step 2, opens a booster pack and chooses up to 5 cards of their deck's color to add to their deck, and step 3 is shuffle and play. So again, I actually kind of like the cardboard sleeve. It's kind of a nice design, so hopefully I won't have to destroy it to get the stuff out here. So let's just have a look. So we got 1 and there's our second booster pack. So we got a Jace and a Werewolf. And let's see what we got here for the decks. Alright, right off the bat, I think I'm going to be kind of happy with this one. It's got a blue and green. So I guess the decks aren't necessarily standard. I've watched some videos on YouTube before I opened up this one, and they all had red versus blue. So there was like a red deck and blue deck. So when I saw the blue, I thought it was going to be more of the same, but pretty cool. So we got a green deck as well. So I think it's only fitting that, and I'll do the opening in this video the way you would kind of do with two players. So we got blue, we got green, we have a Jace art booster pack and a Werewolf art booster pack. So I'm just gonna kind of switch those around, and we'll do that. So we've got our 30 card deck as well as a booster with Jace on it, and then we got the 30 card deck over here with the Werewolf one. So each player would get their own booster. Sorry, excuse me, a little stuffed up here, but each player would open up their own individual booster and draw 5 cards from that booster. So you don't open both packs simultaneously and take 5 cards of your color. Each player opens their own booster pack and chooses up to 5 card from that pack. So let's go through the non-random card, or the decks here, the 30 card decks. Let's start with, since green's my favorite, I'll save that one for last. So let's start with blue. It does come with a rare, probably not one of the high value rares or anything like that, but again, I don't really care about value, I just like to play the game to have fun. So let's just look here, open this up, see if I can... Oh, that is some tough plastic. Let's see if I can slide that off. Okay. Alright, so let's just quickly go through the cards here. So we have a Sphinx of Magosi, 6/6 for 6 mana flying, and you can use it to draw a card and beef up the Sphinx. That's pretty cool. Catalog, draw 2 cards, and an island, Air Servant, Cloud Manta, another island. So I guess they have it somewhat randomized. I like the artwork actually on the islands as well. Pour Over the Pages. This is one of my favorite cards so far from Shadows over Innistrad. I haven't opened up a lot of stuff for it, but I do have that green-blue deck that involves with Investigate, and this is an awesome card. Absolutely love it. So the fact that that's in there is fantastic. Might even find its way into that deck. Another island. Sleep Paralysis. Coral Helm Guide. Another island. Stitched Mangler, which I've seen quite a few of. Anticipate. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them on or into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Another island. Ancient Crab, Roiling Waters, Blighted Cataract. So you just use it for colorless, or you can sacrifice it if you spend 6 mana and tap it to draw 2 cards. Another island, another Ancient Crab, Niblis of Dusk, Sweep Away, Umara Entangler, another island, another Sleep Paralysis, another island, and a Disperse. So that is the 30 card deck for blue, which is pretty cool. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is there's not a lot of low cost. I guess we got some 3 manas, it's not too bad, but a lot of stuff that I saw was like 7 mana, 5 mana, 5 mana, and 6 mana up here, so looks like a lot of the cards are kind of expensive as far as mana cost goes. but you get quite a few land in here, so it's not too bad. And I think this would be a good little starter deck for somebody who's new. So that's the blue one. I'll do the booster packs part last. So first we will go through the green deck. So again, green's one of my favorite colors in Magic. Not that I'm particularly good with it, but it's just one of my favorite colors. I don't quite know what it is. I guess because elves are in it, and I've always liked elves. So this is another 6 mana Soul of the Harvest. So it's a 6/6 with trample. And whenever a non-token creature is under the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. I don't know if card drawing mechanics are too great in a 30-card deck, but again, so I guess it's a good starting point. So that's the rare. Lifespring Druid. Forest. Another forest. Giant Mantis. Aim High. Plummet. Destroy target creature with flying. Forest. Quilled Wolf. Actually, I kind of like this one too. It's only 2 mana for a 2/2, but if you have it later in the game, you could spend 6 mana to give a +4/+4, so it becomes a 6/6, which is pretty cool once you get the mana out for that. And then we have Oaken Form, Brood Hunter Worm, Seek the Wilds, another Brood Hunter Worm, Forest, Thornhide Wolves, another forest, another one, Incremental Growth. I've never seen this card before, so put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature, and 3 +1/+1 counters on a third creature. So that's pretty cool for 5 mana. Blighted Woodland. So add 1 or sacrifice it, search your library for 2 basic land cards, and then put them on the battlefield tapped. So a little bit of mana acceleration. Rabid Bite. Gloom Widow. Forest. So we got a Rot Shambler, another Quilled Wolf, Forest, and a Pulse of Marasa. So it's 3 mana. Instant return target creature or land card from a graveyard to its owner's hand. You gain 6 life. So that's pretty cool. So I have to say, I actually really like these decks. Now again, I'm not like an expert level player, so people who are more experienced probably think that these are awful, but I think these are kind of a great foundation for new players to kind of build on. There's some cool cards in here as far as I'm concerned. Some things that I might actually substitute into my Unearthed Secrets deck, which has quite a bit of land in it, so you can kind of substitute some of that land out. So like a lot of the cards in here, a lot of really cool stuff. So I think that these will make for some fun games. So I'm going to keep these separated from everything else. And like I said, I'll probably have a game, hopefully with these, and see how the decks play out. So those are the cards that come in the 30-card decks for each one. Again, I think each set probably has different assortment of colors that you can have. I saw 2, like I said, the ones I saw were both red versus blue, so it was really cool to get a different color in here. So this would be step 1, choosing a deck. Step 2 would be to choose a booster pack. So we're going to go through and open up the boosters here, so we'll do that momentarily. Alright, so here we go. We're going to open up the booster pack. So again, I think I'll start with the blue, which has a picture of Jace on the front, and yeah, we'll see what we get in here for our booster, see if we can get up to 5 blue cards, and see what we got here. Well, we definitely have a blue to begin with, so that's always a good start. So we've got Just the Wind. Return target creature to its owner's hand, so that could go in the deck. Emissary of the Sleepless. Jace's Scrutiny, so 2 cards right off the top there. Loam Dryad. Wicker Witch. So this is an artifact creature. I don't know what the rules would be considered for artifacts, so I guess if you have 2 players, they would have to decide on it. I would say probably just have nothing but the mono color. But again, each of them has a land that gives a colorless mana, so I guess you could include artifacts if both of you agree on it. Watcher in the Web, really like this card as well. It's a great blocker, especially if you can get some counters on it. Vampire Noble. Howlpack Wolf, can't block unless you control another wolf or werewolf. Fork in the Road. So search your card for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal them, put one into your hand and the other into your graveyard. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of these cards for the first time, so sorry if I'm going through kind of slowly. Manic Scribe. When Manic Scribe enters the battlefield, each opponent puts top 3 cards of his or her library into their graveyard. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, that player puts the top 3 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Delirium is another mechanic that gets heavy use in Shadows over Innistrad, so that's pretty cool. And it's another blue card to add, so we've got 3 cards there. And that was also a first of our uncommons. So for the next ones here, we got Ravenous Bloodseeker and Ghoul Steed. So that's it for that. Our rare is a Corrupted Graphstone. Corrupted Graphstone is battlefield tapped, so it's an artifact. Choose a color of a card in your graveyard, add 1 mana of that color to your mana pool. So cool, another mana thing. And then our flip card is Heir of Falkenrath. So it's a 2 mana, 2/1 vampire. Discard a card, transform Heir of Falkenrath, activate this ability only once each turn. And then we will flip her over to Heir of the Night. So 3/2 flying. Our rare flip token proxy card, I guess, and a zombie token. So, alright, so for that booster, we ended up being able to add 3 cards to our pool. So we got the Manic Scribe, which it could be a great way to, I think it's called milling, when you empty somebody's library. So in a 30 card deck, that would be, a pretty good way to end things quickly. Jace's Scrutiny and Just the Wind. So pretty cool, good additions to the blue deck there. So I'm just gonna put those. Actually, I'll just set those aside for now, and we'll see how many we get for our green deck. Alright, Vessel of Ephemera, Vessel of Paramecia, Angelic Purge, not looking good so far. Explosive Apparatus, Hound of Firebogs, Structural Distortion. Oh, we got an Aim High. So there's one. Shambleback, Voldaren Duelist, Ravenous Bloodseeker. This may have been a great booster pack if I had a red deck. Behind the Scenes, Call the Bloodline. This is not looking good for our green cards here. And our rare is a Dorskull Cavalry. And then we have Convicted Killer. So that's our flip card, which flips into Branded Howler. And we just have another flip one and a Spear token. So definitely some randomness involved in these packs. So I only got 1 card to add to my 30 card deck for the green, whereas the blue ended up being able to add 3 from their booster pack. And just out of curiosity, 1, 2, yeah, so this one had 3 blue cards and 3 green cards, but that's just the way it works sometimes. So like I said, a little bit of randomness, but I still think it's a cool product. I think it would be a lot of fun, especially for people who are new, to basically sit down and just have a quick game, with pre-made, easy to build decks. Being able to open up a booster pack each, definitely adds sort of an element of fun to it as well. Again, obviously probably not a product for elite level players or longtime veterans of the game. But, the fact that it only cost a couple dollars more than what the 2 booster packs would have cost individually, at least, where I live in Canada, I think it's well worth it. And I'm kind of looking forward to cracking open the second one again with my brother-in-law once he comes down. I'll try to, if I remember, just kind of leave a comment with what the colors were in the decks, as well as what we got for any decent cards for each color. So anyway, just hope you enjoyed that video. Like I said, I think this is kind of a cool product, so I'm glad I picked it up, glad I saw it, and like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video. When we come back next time, I think we're going to open up the... there we go. Probably going to open up the gift box for Shadows over Innistrad. So that'll be next week, and until then, we'll see you later.